Hello guys, welcome to Selenium with Java October 21 batch online training session 13. So in the previous 12th session you already seen the Selenium WebDriver, basic and advanced Java, TestNG framework, Maven, right, data-driven framework, keyword-driven framework, hybrid framework, and with the help of Apache PY how we are reading and writing the data and how we are building a framework, right? And today's our next session, we will try to learn how we can create a framework from the scratch with the help of page object model design pattern. We remember the page object model is a design pattern, not the framework. So with the help of that approach, we will try to create a framework where definitely we will try to implement all the logics, whatever we have learned. We will implement TestNG, we will implement Maven, we will implement all the Selenium standalone features. We will try to implement the listener class. We will try to implement new features called log4j, right, and report ng, and all this stuff. Okay. So today I will try to cover what is page object model all about, how we can implement and set up page object model with the help of Maven project from the scratch, how we can add more business pages and test cases, how we can add assertion point, right, whatever is available in the TestNG, hard assertion or soft assertion, how we can implement TestNG framework, and how we can run the project through Maven test. So we will try to create a project, and then we will try to build some framework. We will try to run that class one by one. We will try to convert the project into TestNG. We will try to run it from the TestNG.xml file, and once the project is successful, we will also try to run the project from Pom.xml file, which is the key feature of the Maven. So what is page object model? So page object model in Selenium is a design pattern that creates a repository of objects such as button, input field, images, link, other element, right? It can be kind of drop down field, right? It can be kind of other field, right? So main objective of using the page object model in Selenium is to reduce code duplication and improve the maintenance of test in the future. User will create a class for each and every web page in the page object model framework. That is the very important concept of page object model. So you will be creating for every page you will be creating the class. Suppose say for a particular page there are 100 kind of element, right? But definitely today you will be using 10 elements. So definitely you will be capturing 10 elements in the page class. Tomorrow you need to use another two element from that particular page. So tomorrow you can add those things in that particular page. So that way in the page itself you can track all the changes. In case any addition is required and removal is required, any update is required, you can just go to the page instead of going here and there. So in that particular page you will be capturing all the elements, you will be creating all the reusable components there. Because of the reusable component, that reusable component can be used at any point of time. So that you will see in today's session. This class file consists of different web elements present on the web page. Moreover, the test script then use this element to perform different actions. Since each page web element are in the separate class file, the code becomes easy to maintain and reduce code duplicity. That is the main objective of page object model, and definitely this is the similar advantage I have tried to depict it here also. It helps with easy maintenance. So POM is useful when there is a change in the UI element or there is a change in the action. I already mentioned. Suppose say instead of 12 field, right, few of the field is getting removed, few of the new field is getting updated, few of the new field is added. You can just update the page object model class, right? And another thing is that suppose to the particular field, right, you already created suppose a radio button. Tomorrow it is going to check with drop down or checkbox. So you can easily change that particular attributes, right, particular element. So that is the another advantage, help with easy maintenance. Help with reusing code. So because for each and every pages, right, you will be creating all the reusable component in that page class itself. So that classes, that reusable component or method you can use any in your whatever test case you will be creating down the line, you can use them. So you will be creating one time and you will be using multiple times. That is the code reusable component or reusability of the code. Readability and reliability of the script. When all screens have independent Java files, user can easily identify actions that will perform on a particular screen by navigating through the Java file. So in case suppose you need to deal with 550 different pages. So then how in the real time, how will identify your code? So here, as we will be creating everything as a class for each and every page, so you can directly go to the particular class easily, and you can identify what are the thing already captured there. You can update it easily. So that is another important concept of the POM, right? So if a certain changes must need to be made on section of code, it can efficiently done without affecting other files, because that particular class I need to update it, right, without affecting the other files. So this is the architecture. Please be remember this architecture very thoroughly, because we will try to create the framework with this architecture only. So whenever you will be creating the Maven project, there will be multiple files will be automatically there. One is src main Java, one is src test Java, one is src main resources, one is src test resources. So src main resources we can avoid for now, we don't need to place anything. But in the src main Java we will be creating some different packages, right? So we will be creating different packages, and with the packages we will be creating different classes. So in the src main Java we will be creating packages called com.pom.pages, where we will be creating the different page class. Suppose in case you are having 50 pages, so you can create 50 classes. I will be creating another packages called com.pom.base. So this is the kind of context, that is the pattern. You can also remember it, so that you can easily identify it. And where we will be creating a base class, right? In the base class we will try to add all the important characteristic or method for the different properties, right? And that listener class, com.pom.listener packages and test listener class, to add all custom logs, right, for the different listener class, whatever interface will be using it, itest listener or ishoot listener. So to next session we'll be covering it. And com.pom.utilities also, right, in case if you want to read and write the data from the Excel file, you can create all the usable component there. And in the src test.java folder, we'll be creating a package for capturing the test cases, right? So if you want to deal with 50 test cases, so you can create the packages, you can create the test case number 1, 2, 3, like that. Also you can create test suite also, and in one test suite you can create multiple test cases, so that's how you'll be capturing it. And in the src test resources, we'll be creating different folder. This is not the package, this will be folder, where we can create a test data folder, executable folder, properties folder, log folder. In the executable folder, we can place our Excel sheet, where we can place all our, right, keyword or test data. Executable folder, we can place all our drivers. It can be IE driver, it can be Firefox driver, it can be Chrome driver, right? Because everything will be placing in the framework only. We will not try to read anything from our local drive, C drive, D drive, E drive. No, we will try to read everything from the framework. We will place everything in the framework. Why we are keeping it everything in the framework? Why? What is the reason behind that? Because suppose today I already created the framework, right? I am running my code successfully.
Haradhan, once I'm sorry to interrupt you. Can you please go little slowly?
Yeah, sure. Okay. So why we need to create the different thing in the project only, right? Because suppose say today you are creating the project, and today you are running it successfully. But tomorrow what happened? Say today you need to run your test cases in different kind of machine, or today you need to share with the client or other team members, so they will be running it. So in case you are not maintaining everything in your project, so definitely in case you want to give some reference of your local network, desktops, right, or maybe D drive, so whenever they will be running it, they will not able to access your computer or your share path, right? And that might be a problem, right? So that is the reason we will be placing everything in the project. So whenever we will be sending the project to someone, or they will be getting the project from the GitHub, right? So they will be running it simply without changing anything, because with all the reference we will be getting from the project level. So that is the reason. The properties file, we will be creating some properties file. One is for config properties, one is for logboard properties, and log file we can generate the application log in case something is required. So today we will be creating two important packages, and remaining will be covered in the tomorrow's next session. So first we'll be creating yes.
Just a quick question, like that reminded me when you mentioned GitHub. So I don't remember that. Did you cover the GitHub part along with this?
No, GitHub, but I can provide my refer video. You can refer that one. So okay, it's not be a problem. So I already created several video. I will provide the link, so you can go through Git and GitHub part.
Yeah, because that is something which I was trying to understand earlier. Also, that when you are suppose creating a automation suite and you want to like submit it to the GitHub or pull it from the
Yeah,
GitHub or
right.
branching, and also like branching, like if a couple of people are working on the same project,
Hmm.
how they will submit their code and all those things. So do you have that link?
Yeah. I already created several video, around 10-15 video from the Git and GitHub. You can refer my channel and you can go to the playlist where you can find Git and GitHub playlist.
Okay.
Okay.
If you have the link, is it possible to share it?
Yeah, sure. Okay, no problem.
Uh,
Okay,
Thank you.
yeah. So this is the let's try to create in the real time project and then try to understand how your framework will be behaving. So this is the Eclipse I already opened. So I'll try to create a new Maven project. So new. So everything I am trying to create from the scratch. Okay, please remember it. So definitely the video will be uploaded my channel. So in case you are having doubt, you can refer it. So you need to first click on the file and then click on the new and then click on the other. Right here you need to create a Maven project. So search with Maven. So you'll be trying to implement everything, right? Whatever you have learned so far. Selenium WebDriver, Maven, TestNG, Assertion, right? Listener class, everything we will try to implement it. The capturing screenshot, everything. So I need to select Maven project here. Click on the next. Click create a simple project, skip archive collection, select that one. Click on the next. Here you can need to give the group ID, right, an artifact ID. So group ID I can give October 2021 training batch. So no space will be there. So artifact ID I can give it training. So you already seen in the Maven project group ID and artifact ID is required. So group ID will artifact ID will be project ID and group ID will be organization ID. So it will be common across your organization. You can click on finish. So it might take some time to update your project because it will be a Maven project, right? So now you can find when the project is created, you can find the project here. So yeah, October 2021 training batch you can see. So whatever artifact ID you are giving it, so that will be coming as your project name, right? So yeah, that is coming, right? If you expand it here, you can find it here. There will be 4 folders will be there. One is SRC main Java, one is SRC main resources, one is SRC test Java, one is SRC test resources, right? And definitely at the Maven project, so pom.xml file will be automatically there. So today definitely we need to create all the things in case we want to complete the build the complete project, right? So few of the things already seen here, like how to read and write the data, right? So now I'll be creating first I'll create the package for the base class. So it will be com.pom.base in the src main Java. So in the src main Java I'll be creating a package. Select that particular folder, right click here and click a package com.pageObjectModel.base. Then another package I will be creating. This is for my base class. I will be creating the package. Then another package I will be creating where I will be creating as a page level, right? For all the pages I will be creating the packages. com.form.pages. That is done. So for now my main is done. So remaining one, listener utilities I will be using next session. So right now I am not creating any packages. Then next is src test Java. I need to create packages for test cases where I will be creating the test cases. So this is src test Java. I will be creating a packages for test cases com.pom.test cases. So that is the kind of protocol or pattern you can use it for future reference also. Then now in the src test resources folder I will be creating 4 different folder, right? For today I will be creating 2 folder. One is executables, one is property. So where executable folder will be placing all the driver, whatever driver I want to use, right? It can be Firefox, it can be Chrome, and in the properties file I will be creating all the properties, config.properties file, right? So here in the SRC test resources folder, right, I'll be creating two folders. So select that particular folder, right click here, click on the new, click on other. Here you can type folder. Okay, you can see this is the folder. I can select it and I can click on the next. So here I can give the folder name called executables. Executables. This is the one folder I can create. I can copy the folder and I can create another folder here in the same SRC test resources. What will be the other folder name? It will be properties. Properties. PROPRTIS. This is the folder. I can create it, right? So this is done for today. This is the basic part is done. So which we will be using it, and definitely I can create multiple other folder like the test data and log, and in the main Java folder I can create other packages which is listener and utilities. So we'll be using and we'll be creating in the next session.
So this resources, we'll be placing the Excel sheet, right? Where we want to.
Yeah, right. So everything will be from the project only. Not we are not placing anything outside the project. And then next thing, my basic part creation is done for now, and definitely it can be customizable to any extent. If you want to integrate with other thing, definitely something will be customization. So that is the basic part you need to remember. This is your basic part. If you remember that one, you can create the, you can clear your understanding to anyone. So that is the part I have created my customized way only. So definitely there are a lot of other things you can find in the other kind of YouTube channels or maybe the Googles, but that is the part I have created by my own. So I found that this is the really critical information is required to create the framework, but there is no end. In case you are saying that that's all required, no, I cannot say that that's all required. Anything can be, you can add it. Any kind of folder, any kind of packages, any kind of classes, you can add it for your customization, right? So next thing is that I already had my pom.xml file. I need to open it, right? Because it is a Maven project, so everything I will add with the help of pom.xml file. Everything I will be add as part of dependency. So I need to go to the pom.xml file. You can see now the project is created. So I need to add all the dependency, right? You can see the dependencies tag. I need to add it. So what first I need to add? I need to first add the Selenium Java dependency and the TestNG dependency, because this first thing I will be adding it, right? I need to use it. So I can go, right, that is the Maven repository path, and here I can type Selenium Java. You can search. So this is the dependency. So any stable version you need to use it. Oh my God. Okay. Okay, it might creating some problems. So I already had the dependency here. So you can definitely get all the dependency from that one. So I can add the dependency here. So this is the two dependency we need to add. One is the
Maven screen is not opening.
Yeah, it's not opening. Might be some problem is there. I did not try it. So this
Try
is
clicking on that again, that remote thing.
Yeah. Maybe
It's
it will work, but
still
yeah,
wanted to
right.
check me.
Yeah.
Click on it again. Maybe you didn't select it.
No, I selected it, but yeah, maybe that is the part I have already selected it. So it's creating some sort of problem, maybe. Maven repository, Maven dependency. So this is the URL.
Mm-hmm.
It should work. A few days back I also tried to add the dependency, but maybe it's not working. But that is the same path you can use. You can get all the dependency by other side as well. So this is the two dependency you need to add. One is the Selenium dependency. So that already covered in my Maven session, right? This is Selenium dependency, and another is the TestNG dependency. These are the two dependency I am adding it. So Selenium TestNG version is 6.14 and Selenium Java version is 3.1. Just you need to press save, so that automatically those jar file will be added to your project, and definitely you can see there is another file will be created here, so that automatically you can get the jar files. So once the project is successfully saved, so you can refresh your project. You can see the Maven dependency will be added here automatically once the project is successfully here, right? In the Maven dependency section you can find that Selenium and the TestNG dependency will be added here, right? The TestNG dependency already added successfully. So that is my second task I need to do. For now I need to do it. Definitely down the line I need to add in whatever is required, right? Report ng dependency, Apache PO dependency, all the dependency you can add one by one in the file, right, where the tag name will start with the dependencies. Okay. Then next thing is that, right, so what I need to automate it, right? So I will be automating, suppose say Facebook site, okay, where I need to go to the email ID and password, and I can click enter the details. Can you go for mute in case you are having any question? Definitely we can discuss it. And we can click on the login button, we can click on the forgot password link, right? And here also you can enter. So any kind of definitely URL you can try. So this is the kind of URL I am trying to giving you, where I can create 1 or 2 pages, right? So before that I need to create a properties file, right? So where I will be creating the properties file? So in the test resources folder, this is the properties folder created. Here I will be creating a properties file. Select the properties file, click on new, and you need to click on the file here, right? So if you click on the file here, you need to give the file name. Suppose I can give the file name as config.properties. So that's already discussed in my last session, right? Whenever we are talking about the hybrid framework. So similar way we will be creating the config.properties file, properties. Extension should be same, otherwise it will create problem. So name whatever you can give it, but extension please remember it will be properties. Here I can give some of the constant part, right? Suppose say browser, whatever browser you want to perform, browser, right? You can give the value. Suppose say in case you want to perform with the Chrome browser, you can give it. Any point of time you can change it here, IE or Firefox you can change it. So that is the part you need to give. Then the next one, whatever component will be fixed here or maybe change here, URL, right? So for the right now I want to automate the Facebook page, I can give the URL here. Then the timeout, right? Any implicit timeout you already seen in my previous session. So implicit time, I can give it implicit time. Suppose say I want to timeout for 30 seconds. So no need to give any semicolon. Here we are creating the config file. So I can give it Chrome CHROME, and this is the Facebook page URL, this is the implicit timeout. Then the next is that in the executable files, whatever driver you are having, right, you can add it there.
Hey, Haradhan.
Yes.
So what is the use of creating that file? Because like I can launch browser without telling here whether I want to be Chrome.
So what is the important is that config file. Suppose in case you want to change the URL, or if you want to change the browser, so you'll be only changing it here. If you want to change the implicit time, so whatever will be really your fixed component, so that part you can change, if you can place it here, right? So that suppose any point of time if you want to do with the IE browser, so here you will simply change it IE, so you can know that what are the thing I am creating it here. So
no, what I am trying to ask, like if suppose you don't say here the browser,
you can create your framework. It's not just I am, suppose say today if you want to create, so your project may create the different approach. So I am giving you one of the simplest approach. The approach can vary from project to project. So I am trying to give one simplest approach where it will be very easiest way you can create the framework. So I have done by myself. So that is the simple thing I am trying to cover it here. but it can vary.
Let me complete my question. What I'm trying to say that you are putting browser equals to Chrome, right?
Yeah, we can change it to Firefox, so that Firefox I'll be giving all the condition. Hold on until you are I'm covering
Let
it.
me com-
Yeah, yeah.
let me complete my question. I'm not saying that you can change it. Obviously, you can change it. What I'm trying to ask, if I don't pass anything here,
Hmm.
I can still launch the browser as
So
Chrome.
that's why you need to write your code, right? So I'll be trying to write your code with some browser information. So that's why I'm trying to write my code. Got it? So that's condition
Okay,
I'll be giving it. So I am telling
so
you
I'm
one thing,
saying that.
right? So I'm try to understand. I am telling you simple thing that I am trying to create my framework, my own present. If you want to create it, so that's some changes you need to incorporate in your framework. So definitely that part I cannot take blindly right now. How you will be doing it until I am going through your full code.
You're not getting. I'm saying that what will this properties, because I have seen this so many times
Mm-hmm.
that people used to create these properties files.
Hmm.
So, but I did not understand that what is the use of this
Yeah,
property.
because in the
If I did not
properties,
create it,
yeah, you
listen to me.
can.
If I did not create it, it will still work. If I create it, that will what advantage or what
Yeah. What
value
advantage? Because
this
this
property
thing is
file will
that
have.
suppose say we will be creating the different condition in my base classes, where we will be giving the condition called whether my browser is equal to Chrome, whether my browser is equal to Firefox, whether my browser is equal to IE. So based on the Chrome, based on the different settings I am changing in the config file, it will try to run the browser. So that is the only
Okay,
difference.
so that is I'm saying. So that will be controlled by this property file.
Right. So here it will be we'll be creating the reusable component in same fashion that it will be controlled by the value here. We'll be simply changing the value to I, so it will be run in the I browser. It will be simply changed
Okay,
to
so
called gcore browser. It will be run in the gcore browser.
like for example, you pass URL as facebook.com.
Hmm.
So I do not need to pass this URL in subsequent classes or the code within the code,
Yeah,
and I can
that's fine.
always
That's
launch
fine. So
the.
you will not use that variable. So in case you don't want to pass, you will not simply use the variable.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So what I'm saying, if I pass it here, and then I can use URL as a variable in the subsequent classes, so it will launch
Yes.
facebook.com all the time.
Right.
And if
That
I
is the
want to
reason.
change it, I will come
I will
I will
change it
come
here
here
only.
and change it.
Right. So that is the simple way, right? That is the concept of the framework. We will try to manipulate it only from one field. So that field we will try to incorporate in the 100 field. So that one changes, all the 100 field will be affected. So that is the beauty of the framework.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sir,
that is what I'm trying to understand.
sir, sorry to interrupt you. What I understand here is that the thing I got your questions correctly. I think so. The thing is, whatever properties file we are using, okay, this is the common for all the classes whatever we will create
Yeah,
here,
for the
right?
project, whole project, not the
Yeah, whole
classes.
project, whatever classes we will create.
Yeah,
Let's
right.
suppose for login page, we'll create one class. For home page, Facebook home page,
Yes.
we'll create one class
Yes.
like this. Okay, so this properties file is common to all projects. So
Hmm.
here, let's suppose we are using, we are testing Facebook application here. So
Hmm.
instead of giving the Facebook URL to all the classes, okay, wherever we are supposed to log in or we are supposed to test, so we are giving here only one time. Let's suppose tomorrow here we are giving the Chrome, okay. So also we can say here browser 1 Chrome, browser 2 Firefox, browser 3 IE.
Right.
Okay. So tomorrow if we have to test from the client side, like we requested, they requested to test that on Firefox, okay. So we are not going to change our driver.com, I mean
Yes.
get driver from the individual classes or individual pages, okay. So we here will mention like browser 1 Chrome, browser 2 Firefox. So in based on this, we will change in the TestNG XML file, okay, and we'll give the condition in base class together,
Yes, exactly.
like, and we'll pass the browser as a parameter if we want, and we'll give the condition for all these three browser. If we want to test in Chrome, then we'll open the Chrome. If we want to test on Firefox, then we will open the Firefox. If we will want to we want to open the test in the IE, then we will open the IE. Okay, we'll get the we'll
Yeah.
go to the IE browser. Okay,
Yes.
so the main thing for these things is common to all classes.
Yeah, it is common across the project. So definitely just try to understand first. Definitely you will having a lot of question, but in case I am covering it, you will be having 90% question answered. Okay. Then right now if you start asking that question, it will be, I mean, you will not be able to get it. So let me cover it. After that, in case you are having any questions, I can guarantee that 95% your question will be covered. Let me complete it, the code. Okay. So that definitely, in case definitely we will discuss more in case having some question. Okay. So this is the config file I am creating, which is the common across the all the project. Yeah, sure. Yeah, then I'll be creating the executable folder, right, where whatever different kind of file, right, we are having that different driver. So I'll be placing it, copying and pasting the driver. So I have already having the G code driver. I already having the Chrome driver. So in case you are having the IE driver, so you can also install it. So in my system, IE driver is not running, so that is the reason I did not have the, some problem is having in my system basically. Okay, it's, I mean, 5 to 6 year old, right, my system, that is the reason it's creating some problem. So I am planning to buy new one where definitely I can go for the IE as well. So this is the driver I have placed in the executable folder. So this is my done. So this is my first part. I am creating the project. I am creating the packages in the Java SRC main Java, the for now base and the pages, and test cases, that this is the package. And in the resources folder, I am creating 2 folder for executable file where I am placing the exe file for whatever exe file I want to do it. It can be software, it can be Chrome, Gco, IE, like that. I am creating the properties file, right? And I already associated the dependency, especially right now for Selenium and the TestNG, because right now those things will be used. Then I will be creating the base class, right? So I can create a class in the base packages, com.pom.base packages. Suppose I can give test base class. No need to select the static void main, because this will be, everything will be derived on the TestNG framework, so no need to select the Java, right? So in the base class, I will be creating some kind of variable, right, for the different properties, sorry, different driver and all this stuff, global variable. So here I will be using public static. Why I am creating static, you already seen Java, because in case you are declaring something static, then no need to create any kind of object, right? You can directly access them anywhere. So that is the reason. So I am creating a variable for WebDriver interface driver. Then next one will be, I'll be creating public static properties file. I'm creating a variable for the properties file I have created, properties class called config. So you already seen in the last session, right, hybrid framework. So stat properties equal to new properties. Then I will be creating another for file input stream. So public static file input stream FIS, file input stream, that variable. Now I need to import all the thing, right, all the relevant packages. So WebDriver org.openq.selenium, and then properties file will be import properties. So file input stream will be FIS, right? Then I will be creating some important method, right? So these, in the base class, 2 important method will be there. One will be your setup method, one will be your tear down method. So that's the convention we should actually use in my project, in our project, in the real time. So definitely I mentioned that it can be vary from your project to project, but that is the convention I will try to teach you so that you can follow it, but it can vary based on your project configuration. So I'll be creating a setup method where I try to set up all the properties, which driver I will be using, so how I will be launching the which pages, right, and how, what are the time I want to give it, and in the tear down I will be closing the browser, right? So public, so this is the method I am creating, public void setup. This is the syntax of the method, where I have already used that file input stream. So I will be calling it, right? So I already know that you can create a file class, file equal to new file, and here I am directly calling that file FIS equal to new file, right? I need to give the new file input stream, and here I can give the file reference, right? So here you can give the file, which is nothing but the file. So I will be calling everything from the project. So in the last one I already showed you, right? With the help of system.getProperty user.directory, you can call your project path. So whatever path you are giving, you can call it with the help of that one. System.getProperty user.directory. So I will be calling that one. System.getProperty get property, and here I need to give the property which is nothing but the user.directory. So user dot dir dot dir. So that is the part you can give. After that, whatever part I want to give it, I can concatenate it, right? So here I can give the path till that one. Okay, src slash slash src slash slash test slash slash resources slash slash, what is the file name here? So file name is config.properties. I can copy it. If you right click here, go to build path, not build path, go to rename, and you can copy it, right? If you want to copy it, config.properties, and here I need to give with concatenate with double quote. One second, I can concatenate with double quote. I need to end with semicolon. So this is the project path I am giving. So you can see here, right? So I am, it is fixed, not my C drive or D drive, right? That is the reason, in case other team member or other thing, other project or other VDI I am using it or other desktop I am using it, no need to change the path. Why? Because that path will still same, right? User.directory, that means whatever project will be importing it, right? So there is something I need to import it. I need to surround with those declaration or try-catch declaration. So that's try-catch declaration I need to surround with, because any kind of file input you need to surround with try-catch declaration. Then once you already get the path of the file, right, you need to load it. So what is my variable? This is my variable, right? Config. With the help of properties class, I will be loading it. There is a method called load, so that I can load everything, right? And here I need to give the reference will be FIS. So I will be loading it. Again error message is there, so I need to surround with again try-catch block. Okay, so this part is my done. So I already loaded all my properties from the config properties file, all my variables, right, and details. So this part is done. So let's see how many getting closed. 1, 2, 2, this close, and this part is closed. Then here I will be giving some condition, right, based on my driver, right? So first I will be giving the condition if, so config whatever variable I have created dot, right? And how can I get it? Get property, right? Get property. So what is my property? Here I have property given, I have browser, right? This is my property browser. I can copy it. If my property browser, right, dot equal ignore case, you can call that variable equal ignore case. If it is equal ignore case, what is it? In case it is Chrome or Firefox, right? I can check with first Firefox. If it is equal with Firefox, then what I will do? I will do the systems.set properties, right? So I will go for system.set properties. Same thing, just for setting the property of the file, system.set property, set properties. So you know, the for Firefox it will be WebDriver.gcode.driver, WebDriver.gcode dot driver, and here you need to provide the path of the Firefox driver, right? So this is the path already you know here. So it will be system dot get properties, right? And you need to give that bracket system dot get property user dot directory. Then what you need to do, src test resources folder, right? And then it will be executable folder. So here I need to give another folder name, okay? Because in the src test resources there is another folder called properties, right? properties and double slash then the folder name. So here I need to give the folder name here. So it will be src test resources double slash, what is the file name? Executable, executables. Then it will be for the Firefox, it will be gcodediver.exe. .exe. That's I need to close with, right? And I need to end with semicolon here. Okay. So that's what is done. Okay. So what I am setting the property in case my browser equaling ignore case equal to Firefox. Now if you want to change it Firefox, you need to just check with Firefox here simply. Or if you want to check with FF, suppose if you are defining Firefox FF, so you need to change with FF also. So that's the part you need to remember it. Then so I am, in case it is matching with Firefox, right? I am setting the properties for the Firefox. Then I will be calling the driver, whatever driver I am created for the WebDriver interface equal to new what will be the value here? Firefox driver, right? Firefox driver. So that's why I will be creating the driver instance in case it is matching with Firefox. So I need to import the Firefox driver. So that is the one condition I am given. Next condition I can check, right? So similar way I can give all the condition for all the driver, right? In case else if, so you need to give else if. So that's simple thing you need to, whatever you have learned so far, all the thing you need to deal with, right? Whatever you have learned so far. If the config.get property dot browser equal to Chrome, ignoring equals ignore case. In case we are giving small case or the upper case, that does not matter because we are calling it ignore equals ignore case. In case it is a Chrome, the what will happen? WebDriver.chrome.driver, right? And I am setting the property same executable file. It will be chromedriver.exe file. In case you are having more driver, right? You can similar way you can give the if else conditions. And if it is iDriver, Safari driver, you can do it, right? So here you need to change the driver equal to, it will be Chrome driver, not the Firefox driver. Okay. Now you need to import the Chrome driver. Then that part is covered, right? So I already initiated that driver based on the setting in my config file. So in case if you change the Firefox, you can do FF. You can also change with FF. So here you need to check with FF. Similar way, you need to give the condition, you need to create your base file. Similar way. Now my browser is set up. Then what I will do? I will launch the URL, right? Or I can maximize the page driver dot right manage dot window dot maximize, right? Then I can pass the URL for the URL, right? Driver dot get, right? So driver dot get, what I can get it? I can get it from the config file, right? So it will be config variable dot get property, right? Get property, what is the property I want to get? This will be my URL. So I have given it, right? So two properties I have used so far. One is the browser, one is the URL. So that's why I'll be using everything in my base class. So if I want to change anything, I'll be changing in the config. So I need to, no need to test any other lines of code. That is the beauty of the of the framework. So I know that these are the thing I'll be using here. So in case I need to change somewhere, I'll be simply going to that particular location, I'll be updating it. I no need to go through the remaining line of code. I no need to update anywhere. So in case I need to change, right, the other URL, I'm giving the example. So definitely in case you are changing the URL, so your remaining lines of code or remaining classes may be not valid. So definitely, but still I have tried to give the URL and that browser, right, as you are setting everything here. In case it is matching with Firefox browser, Chrome browser, I browser, so you are matching it everywhere. So now if you want to change instead of Chrome browser, if you want to execute all the test cases with Safari or the Firefox browser, you can just simply change here. So that's why automatically your driver will be launched. And once driver is launched, same driver will be maximizing it, and the same driver you are passing the URL, right? And here you can also give the timeout, implicit timeout, generic the driver level, driver dot manage dot timeout, right, dot implicit wait, and here you can give that wait time whatever you are giving. So now you need to change it to integer value, because this is the string, everything it will consider as a string, right? Then how you can convert it? So you already see, right, the parts integer, this part, right? So I can change it, right? So here in the wait I need to change integer, that part, integer dot parse int, right? So that I can check that to the relevant variables, relevant integer format. So parse int, so from where I am getting it, so I will be getting it from the config file, config dot similar way get property. What is my property? My property is the same thing, I can check it, and I am converting into integer, right? So with the help of integer parse int. So otherwise everything will be string here, and here in the argument 1 you need to give time unit dot seconds or minute or whatever you want to do it, right? Time unit dot second, minute, or everything you can get it, millisecond, right? So I want to wait for 60 seconds, so you can get it. So now your base class is ready, setup method is ready. Okay, so here you are implementing everything whatever is written in the config file. Now you can change, suppose in case you need to change it 40, you can change it. So automatically you no need to change anywhere. Now instead of Chrome, if you want to check with Firefox, so you need to just add all the things one by one. Safari, all the things. So automatically based on your config file changes, your scripts will be executed in the relevant browser. No need to update the code, remaining lines of code in the next time, because you are giving all the condition, right? So this is done. Then next I'll be creating another method, right, which is public void tear down method for closing the browser. So in the real time you need to close the browser every time. After once every test case is executed, you need to close the browser. So it will be tear down method. So that is the simple protocol we can follow for the real time framework implementation. Tear down. Okay, where I will be quitting the driver or driver close, right? Driver dot close. So that is the reason I was defining everything as a global variable and static in nature, so that I can use them anywhere in my project. So that is the reason I have used this is the simple thing in the global variable. That is called global variable in the class level, so that in case I am creating any method in that particular class, I can use them. So that is the beauty of the global variable, right? So in case you are declaring something with the public static in nature, all the variable at the class level, you can use them anywhere without creating the object or instance of the class. So that's why I'll be creating my base class. So this is my first part done. So definitely I'll be customizing my base class down the line based on my requirement. So no need to worry. So next thing is that I'll be going to the pages, right? So suppose say in case you need to automate something, some pages, right, where you need to automate 10 different pages, say. So you can create 10 different class at the com.pom.pages. Suppose say now I'll be creating the home page for the Facebook, right, where home page, whatever important field I need to take care, I can right now I can use them for simplicity. And suppose say I'll be using this field, this field, this field, and this field. So I can create the properties for this field only. Later point of time I also need to use the Facebook images and this create new account and create a page, right? So that same pages I can update it later point of time. That is the beauty of the page class. So right now whatever is required you can add it. Later point of time in case something is required you can just add, update or delete it, right? So that's way it will work. So whenever I am creating the pages, I will be creating a class, right? So suppose say for now I will be creating a class called a Facebook home page. This is the class I am creating for the home page. So similarly you can give the reference name, right? So here you can give some comment also, right? So that you can easily understand what is the objective of each and every pages, right? You can give some comment called Facebook homepage, so that you can easily understand that that particular class is for the Facebook homepage, right? So here every time whatever page class you are defining, every time you have to extend the base class. So what is the base class? So that all the properties from the base class you will be getting in the child class. So I will be extending. So I will be using that inheritance property. So automatically I need to import the relevant packages. So definitely whatever different characteristic I am writing in my pages class, but I am referencing the base class, right? I am extending the base class. So that's the thing I need to do, so that all the important method whatever I have written in the base class, those will be also visible in my pages class as well. So here first thing is that whatever field you want to inspect, right, you can create the variable for each and everything with the help of by element locator. By, suppose say I want to inspect the email field, so I will be creating by called email, and here I will be giving the value one by one. So next one is okay, for now, one second. So I think I need to import it, the by email, by yes, which will be coming from org.openqs Selenium. Then one second. So by email, so similar way I can create all the variable, right? So what is the email? The next one variable is password. I can create a variable called password. Okay, next is for login page, so I can create, so here you can give email text, right? So that simple, easily you can understand what is the field objective text. Then next one is sign in button, right, btn. Then is forgotten password link, password lnk link. So that's why you can create different variable, right? Then how you could be identifying the different variable? So you can press F12 button here. So first I want to identify the link. So how can I identify it? Sorry, the email field. So I can give the properties, right? What will be the ID will be email. So here I can identify it with the help of by dot ID. Here what is the ID? The ID is the email. So that's why I can one by one I can easily identify it, right? Okay. Next is the password text. So similarly I can go to the password, right? Here what is the password? Is the pass, ID or name, anything. Similar way I can identify with the ID as pass. Okay. Then sign in button. So I can create a XPath here for the sign in button. Let's see in case I am able to identify the sign in button. Okay, name is login. So I can identify with the help of name, or I can create a password, right? Let's try to inspect if the name is uniquely visible or not. No, name is 8, name login name is there. So I need to create a XPath. Okay, so for this login button, okay, what is the name? Name is login, and what is the button value, right? So I can create / button name equal to login. Why? it is button button, okay, at the rate, right? I need to keep at the rate side. Okay, you can see now one of one element is being displayed, right? So it is one of one. So I can take it, and now I can identify with the help of XPath here. So it will be by dot XPath. I can give the value of the XPath here, and I need to end with semicolon. The next one is the forgot password link, right? So with the help of the link I can identify it, right? So what is the link value? So this is the link, so I will be identifying with the help of link. So next one is the by dot link. Okay, I can close it. Okay, now my identification part is done. Then I will be creating the different reusable component or method, right, for identifying the element. So first I will be identifying the element, right, where I can try to enter some value in the email field, right? So I will be creating a method called public, because I will be entering something, so it will not return anything, where I can give the method name called enter email. So that is the method name I can give it. Then how I will be doing the method entering email? Here I can provide some string, right? So string equal to email variable, I can give it email or phone number. Okay, here then what I need to add it. So how can I identify the element, right? So first is that, so driver dot find element, right? So what is the element? So you can already see by part is already there, so I can similarly identify email text, right? Then here I can provide the send keys because it's a value, right? So what I need to do it, I need to provide the email or phone, whatever I want to, with the string. So that's why I can create the component which can be used any moment of time. Okay, I am creating a method name called enter email. I don't want to hard code anything. So your main object in your framework will be that you will not be hard coding anything. So you need to provide some reference so that can be used in your real-time test case where you can use some data. Okay, so driver.find element, here instead of by dot email, right, you can use simply that variable. So it is nothing but the by dot id email. So that is the beauty we are doing. So in case we need to change it, so we'll be changing in only one place. So that's why, that's the reason we are creating the variable, we are identifying the element with the by, right, by class. So in case I need to change, I will be changing it here. In case I need to use that same variable multiple times, but I will be changing it only one time. That is the reason we are identifying all the element in the with the help of by class, and then we are creating the reusable component, right? Similar way, if you need to use your other one, right, enter email then enter password, I can create another variable called enter password, sorry, another method, right? Here I can give the called password, right? So here it will be, instead of email text, it will be password text, and here I need to provide the password, right? So you can see how easily we are able to create the reusable component or method, right? The next one is that I want to create other two things, right? When sign in button I want to click, so here definitely no need to provide any reference because it is a button, I want to click only, right? So simply I want to click sign in, right? So click sign in button. Okay, that is the method I am creating it. So here I need to do, what is the button name? Sign in. So find element sign in, and it is a button, I will be clicking on the button dot click. Oh, so one second, dot click. So it's a void return type, you can see here. The next one, another one is I will be clicking on the forgotten password link, right? So public click forgotten password button link, right? So that is the method I am creating. So here I need to provide the reference of that one, forgotten password link, and again it is a link or hyperlink, I will be clicking on the button. So that's way how easily I will be creating the reusable component. Now say I want to add other field, right? Simply I can add it any point of time. I will be using capturing the element first with the help of by class, and then I will be creating the reusable component. So second part is also done. So first part I am doing the structure of the framework. I am copying the reusable component executable folder, all the driver. I am creating the config file. I am creating the base class, and I am creating the pages class where I am extending the base class, so that along with the that page class properties, I am also getting all the properties of the base class in the particular class, right? Then the next thing, I will be creating my test cases, right? So I will be creating a test cases in the com.form.test cases. So what is my test cases name? I can create a class here. The class name I can give it, suppose say test Facebook homepage. So that's why you can give it, because it is showing your test cases name, so it is giving test Facebook homepage. So that's why you can segregate it with the home class. So pages class. So pages class you can give the name, and whenever you are doing the test case, so you can use the test name along with that pages name. So that's why usually you can identify it, right? So in the home pages, I will be creating the test cases. So how can I create the test cases? So add the test annotations, through which you can easily know that it is test cases, right? So what is the error is coming? So I need to create a public void any test cases, right? So what is my test cases name? So test Facebook FB homepage. That is my method. Okay. Now I need to import the test annotation from the TestNG, right? So this is my test cases and this is my method name I am trying to create in my test cases. Let's save it, Control S. Okay, error message gone. Then what I need to do? How I will be calling the reusable component. So this is my page class, and which is extending the base class. So definitely if I create a object or instance for the page class, I can definitely also get all the reusable components from the test base as well, right? So here I will be creating an object, right? So it is object equal to new, that way. Okay, now it's done, right? So I need to import it, right, from the packages. So com.pom.page packages, the page class is coming. Then now with the help of object method, so I can call one by one method, right? So what method I need to call it? First I need to enter the email, right? So I'll be entering email, where I can enter any kind of email. You can see this is the thing, I can change it during my test case run. So I'm not hard coding anything. Suppose a test, for like anything I can enter it, right, in the email field. Similar way, I can enter anything in the password field, right? So object dot password, I can call it, right? Enter password method. So I can enter any kind of password. Okay. Then I can click on the sign in button. So object dot click sign in button, right? Then definitely sign in not successful. It will throw error, right? And if you enter, if you want to print something, right, with the help of ISO method, you can print it in the console, right? So sign in will be unsuccessful. Okay, so that's the simple thing you can call it. Now this is your test cases. You can run your test case. How you can run it? For now, you can run as a TestNG test, right? So let's try to run it and let's see whether your test case running is successful or not. In case any error, you can definitely try to inspect the error and you can fix it for now. Okay, so my code is getting failed. Null pointer exception. Okay, it looks like something it is not able to identify. So let's see. So browser, I have given it Chrome. URL, I have given it implicit time. Let's try to change it to 30 seconds. That's fine. Let's go to the test base class. Let's try to inspect it. So driver I have given it, config properties file I have given it. I am trying to identify it, right, with the help of, first I need to check whether it's user.directory. In case of any problems, it might be a problem, right? You need to fix the problem. So it will be system.get properties user.directory, then plus sign you will be giving it, and you will be trying to read it / src / test resources sources / properties properties config.properties file. Okay, config.properties file, and I am loading it with the help of FIS. Then if the config.properties border, okay, equal to Firefox, so it will be launching the Firefox driver. In case the browser is equal to Chrome, let's see whether it's Chrome is there or not. CHROME, let's try to replace it in case it is not there. Okay, so it will be webdriver.chrome.driver system.set properties user.directory src test resources executables, then Chrome driver CHROME Chrome driver.exe file, driver equal to new Chrome driver equal to Chrome driver. I am maximizing the driver. I am trying to load the driver URL. Timeout, tear down, close. Okay, that's fine. Okay, got it. So we did not call the first method, right? How we are setting the driver properties, then how we will be calling it, right? So whatever class we have created, we are trying to call the class, but we did not call the setup method, right? So we need to first call the setup method for setting the properties of the driver. So object.setup method we did not call it. So that is the first thing we need to call. Otherwise, how we are setting the properties of the driver? Then once the driver is open, right, based on the thing. So setup method, what is the objective? It will try to validate the driver details. It will maximize the driver browser. It will maximize the window. It will pass the URL, and after that it will go for the implicit time wait. After that I am calling the different part, right? So it will enter the value for the email field, password field, and it will click on the sign in button, right? So now let's try to save it and let's try to run it. That is the reason it's giving null pointer exception, because it is not able to recognize the driver at all. So definitely when you are trying to build your framework, it might take 1 week, 2 week time to just build the framework without any coding. So that is the reason during framework development it will take some time. Once everything is done, you can simply add all your page and all your test case. It will not be any trouble. But for building, you can see now browser is getting launched. Okay, so that's why you need to inspect your code and you need to find out what the problem is happening. You can see email ID password field is getting entered and login button is getting clicked. So definitely it will throw some error. I don't want to quit the browser as of now. Okay, you can see the some error message will be displayed here, right? Okay, maybe that account is somebody is having. So that is the reason it is showing in your account. Okay, it is having some account, right? I can give some sort of ampersand sign so that now nobody is having the account. Okay, so if you want to run it again, so definitely it will throw some error. So now the next question is that definitely whenever you are building your framework, it is not your objective that you are just simply navigating it one by one page. No, you also need to add some assertion point, right? Okay, so that you can validate it, right? So this bracket is, I think, is creating problem here. Maybe let's try to run it. So that you can add some assertion and you can handle some error, you can validate whether test case is getting passed or failed based on the assertion, right? So definitely I will try to implement this thing as well now. So now for now it will try to execute the script, whatever we have written so far. It will try to enter the email and password, it will click on the login button, and definitely it will throw some error, right? You can see this is the error message is coming. Now I want to handle this error and I want to check whether my expectation error is coming in the test cases also not, right? So how can I do it? So I'll be creating one variable in my Facebook page, right? So what is the variable I'll be creating? So suppose say by error message. What is the error message? Whatever is coming. And I want to identify it with the help of some XPath. I can create it, right? So here I will be creating some XPath. Okay, so that XPath I will be giving it, right? So suppose entering after something that error message is coming, right? So let's copy it some notepad. So that is your expectation. So that is your expectation. That's error it should throw, right? So that's error now you need to inspect it, right? So you need to create the properties, right? You need to identify this error. So you can create some XPath for this error, right? So this you can see, okay, this is the part is coming, right? So email and password field is not coming. So you can create an XPath, right? What is the class name for this part? I think, okay, this is the class name, okay? So I can create a XPath with the help of this class name. So what is the div? It is type with div. Okay, sorry, not that one. Let's Control F, start with div, then give that class name @class equal to, you can see the error message is getting highlighted, right? Through this XPath I can identify the error, right? So I will be creating another variable here, right, which is the error message. Then now I need to create a method for error message as well, right? So I will be creating a method here for capturing the error message details. Okay, so here I will be creating a public, what is the method name? Get error message. So I want to capture the error message, right? So here I will be capturing the error message. So suppose say I want to store the error message in some string, string, string message error message equal to driver dot find element, right? And what is the variable name? Variable name is the error message, and I want to get the text, right? Dot get text of the error message. Then I can print it out, right? So it will be string. Okay, then I can simply print the string error message SYSO, and I can print that value in my console error message, and I need to return it, right? So I need to return that thing, return error message. So return type, what is return type? Return type is string, so I need to give the return type also string in the method. In case there is no return type, it will be void only, but in case the return type is there, so you need to use the same return type, right? String, I need to give it here. So that's why you need to create your important reusable component of the method. So it is done now. So first I am capturing the XPath with the help of error message properties or the variable. Then I am creating a reusable component get error message. So I am storing it some string, I am printing it out. I want to print out that message in the console, and I would return it because it is type is string, so I want to create the type the string. So that is done. Next thing is that I want to implement in my test cases, right? So what I need to do? So definitely my sign is unsuccessful, I can remove it for now, okay? And here I can create whatever error message my expectation is there, right? I can create an in the string, I can store it in some string, right? So whatever string is my expected error message. So that is my expected thing, and then I can paste it, right? Whatever expectation is there. So whatever notepad I have saved it, I can paste it out. Okay, so that is my expectation string. So I want to validate this expectation is coming in the real time also or not, right? So this is my expectation. Now I need to use some assertion, right? You can use some soft assert or hard assert. So definitely you need to use the soft assert, so that in case the assertion is getting failed, you no need to worry. So your remaining lines of code will be executed. I already covered in the TestNG. If you forgotten, just recapture it. There is two types of assertion. One is the soft assertion, one is the hard assertion. So the hard assertion is that in case your test case is getting failed, so immediately your execution is stop at that point. No remaining line of code will be executed. But in case it is a soft assertion, so definitely test case will be failed, but your remaining lines of code execution will not stop there. So I will be creating a soft assert class. Variable for the soft assert class is say equal to new soft assert. So I need to add it, the packages also, right? So this is done. Then whatever method I am created, right? So I am capturing the actual error message equal to, how can I do it? So object dot that method I will be called error, right? Get error message. So with the help of that I am storing the actual error message, and this is my expected error message. So which I already know that error should come, and the actual error it will come during the execution. Now I am creating the variable for the soft assert class. Then with the soft assert class I want to give assertion that whether the two messages equal or not. Assert equal, right? Dot assert equal. So what is the assert equal? I want to check with two, not integer. It will be two string. So I want to check with two string. So what is my string? First will be your actual error message, and with your expected error message, right? So that's what you can validate it. And then it is soft error, so you need to use soft error dot assert all, right? Let's try to save it. Here I think it's not saved. Okay, now you can see error message gone. Now let's see whether a test case is getting passed or not. So now it should match. So your test case should be passed, and you should get printed in your console, because that is the thing you have to return your message, right? It whatever error actual error message will come, it will also printed in your console, right? So let's try to execute the test case from the test case level. So in case test case is getting failed, it will fail. In case test case is getting passed, it will be passed. So let's try to run. For now it will be definitely passed. So it is not only navigating your step by step, but it is also do some assertion and verification, which is the objective of the tester. We need to verify actual and the expected result. Expected result I know, actual result it will be driven by the system. So you can see this is coming. So let's see the test case. I can also quit the driver with the help of driver.teardown, right? I can call it. You can see the task case run is 1, test case getting passed, and you can see this is the actual result also coming. So it is also matching with the expected. That is the reason it is getting passed, right? You can see that is exact thing is getting matched. Now if you change your expected, right? Suppose instead of login you can place one additional thing, so it will not match. So it will quit the, it will fail it, right? So let's also try to quit the driver. So object dot tear down, so that it automatically it will close it. Let's try to do it. Now try to run it, so that test case will be failed. So it will not match. Expected result and actual result will not match, so test case will be failed. Okay. So it is failed. You can see it is failed. Now if you go here, you can see the expected result is coming as login. The one part is not there. So it is coming, the actual part, it is not matching. You can see here, it is coming that, and your expectation was that till 1, right? So that is the reason it is not matching. Now if you change it correctly, your test case will be passed and you will be getting your thing. So it will launch the Facebook page. It will enter the URL password, username password. Click on the login button. Whatever error message will come in, it will try to match it, and your test case will be passed because it is matching. You can see, and browser is getting closed, right? So that's why you can do your page development. So that is one page is developed, right? So yeah. So in case any question, definitely I will take it after that. So let's try to create another pages, and let's try to convert it to the TestNG, and then I will try to implement with the Maven as well. So, okay. So this is the one page done. So next page. So definitely in case, suppose after entering this thing, right, if you want to click on the forgotten password link, so you will get going to the another page, right? So this is the page which is forgotten password page. So here you can enter some value. So that's why you can, whatever page you will be having, you can automate it, right, with the different page name. So this is the another page where you can add some value, and you can click on the search button or cancel button, right? So I will try to create another page in the com.pom.pages. So let's right click here and try to create another class, because the class will be at the page level. So here the class name I can give it forgotten password. So that simple way you can give it. You can easily remember that what page is for which thing, right? So here I can copy some of the reference from here. So okay, so here I will be creating some variable, right? So let's try to see what is the variable I will be creating here. So one variable I will be creating is called right, email ID or identify email text, right? So that is the thing I can give it. So identify email or phone text. This is a text field. So how can I identify it? Let's see what is the inspector. Email name equal to email, right? Or ID equal to identify email. So with the help of that ID I can identify the email field, right? The next one is the button. I will try to click on the search button, right? So here instead of sign in button, it will be search button. Search button. Instead of expert, I can go for name equal to ID submit. It will be unique. So here I can create with the help of ID, name. I can give the name. So that's why I can create to field whatever is required. Similar way, I can create two important method. So you can see how easily you can do it, right? So public void, here you can give the name called enter email password text, right? Here I can give the variable called email or phone number. Similar way I can change it, and here I can change with that variable. Okay, now it's working fine. Driver dot find element, it will be send keys as well. Why there are messages there? Okay, so because I did not extend it right to the base class, so I need to extend the base class, because that is the reason all the driver properties not coming, right? So it is throwing the error. So every time whenever you are creating any pages class, you need to extend the base class every time, so that automatically all the properties whatever you have written in the base class you will be getting it. Okay, now you can see error message gone. Now another button is search button, so click search button. Okay, what is the reference of the search button? This is the button of the search button reference, so I need to click it. Now error message gone. Okay, so my another page also, I have created the page object model, right, the page class. Then for the another pages I will be creating another test cases, right? So I will be creating another test cases, which is the class, another class. What is the class? So where there are test cases, so it will be test, right? Test. What is the page name? Forgotten password. So that's how you can easily identify it, right? Now next, like similar way, you can create a object here for your base class. So before that you need to create a test cases, right? So you need to create test cases, because everything will be test cases. So now for the Facebook home page, I am yes.
Haradhan, for every page we need to create a separate class for test cases also.
No, test cases you can create in the same class, but I am giving you a simple example. If you want to create another test case in the same case, so it will be another test case at the rate test annotation. So for now I am trying to show you that, yeah, that will also work.
So test cases can be created in one class.
Yes. Because one classes can have multiple test cases. So this is the kind of test suite you can say. Got it?
Yes.
Right. So I am just showing you, but in case if you want to create multiple test cases, you can create it. Just you need to create multiple at the rate test annotation. So that will be considered different test case. Okay. So that's why you can create it. So I am just giving you simple reference. So that is the reason I am creating another, so that you can easily understand it. So now I will be creating that. For first I am considering the Facebook home page.
Question, Haradhan. So if I am using one class and writing multiple test cases,
Yes.
and with the annotation add test, so how we will define a sequence, in what sequence we want to run our tests?
No, that is the reason every test cases you need to start from the setup and the quit in the real time. So that there you no need to maintain a sequence, right? Otherwise, if you want to do, you can maintain sequence with the priority. Priority 1, 2, 3, 4 like that.
Yeah, no, for example, like first one, the first class you have created, right? Test Facebook homepage. In the first class, you created one test for the login. Now I want to write another test in the same class.
Yes.
For the forgot password.
Yeah, you can do it. So you no need to worry. That is the reason every time I will be launching the browser, I will be closing the browser. So that is the in the real time it should be done.
I'm asking like how will you sequence your test? Say I want to test I don't want to test the login. I just want to test the forgot password. So can I just run the second one without executing the first one?
Yeah, you can do it. Definitely, you can do the disabled equal to false, right? That is already covered in the TestNG, right? Here you can mention this, right? Enable equal to false, that annotation, right? So if you forgot the TestNG annotation, so there is no point. So that is the everything you covered from the TestNG.
No, you will, if you make it false, then this will not called. I am
Yes,
saying, like,
yes.
when I switch the sequence.
Yeah, sequence, if you switch the sequence, you can give priority. Otherwise, it will take based on the alphabetical order, right? Priority. Suppose if you want to do it with second priority, you can give it 2. Other test case, you can give, automatically it will take the default priority equal to 0. So everything you need to understand from the TestNG only. So nothing, it will be here, nothing is new. So whatever we have learned so far, we will be using here only.
Okay. Also with this priority parameter, we
Yes,
can say that.
and if you don't want to disable or comment out, you can make it enabled equal to false, all this stuff. If you want to execute multiple times, it will be the same one, right? Invocation count equal to 5. So we'll be using same in the framework also, right? Yes. So I'll be calling the setup method. So definitely I need to call the setup method so that my Facebook page will be open, right? Then I need to click on the forgot password link first, right? Forgot password link. 1 second, object dot forgot, what is the method name? What is the method name? Click forgot password link. After that, I will be going to the next page, right? So this is my from the first page I am creating. Then for the next page, what is the next page? This is my next page. So I have to create another object or instance for the next page. So suppose say object 1, or you can give some reference name, object 1 equal to, or here you can give FB home page, right? That is the your variable name. You can change it everywhere, okay? And then here you can give it forgot password page, forgot password page. I mean, it's giving simple example, forgot password page equal to new. Then in the forgot password pages, you need to import it also in the class. Then here you need to call the method, right? First I want to enter some value, right? Email ID and phone number, right? So you can give any random value, same value you can give it maybe, so that it will not create any problem. Otherwise it will again go to that mail, user mail, right? So I want to give that it is not existing at all. Otherwise it will try to create new password, then FPP dot click on the search button, right? So you can see that's why I can give it, right? So it's done. Now the thing is that I can run the test case at the class level. Only one class I can run it, right? So you can see TestNG test. So you can run it. So only the other test case, whatever you want to run, you can run it. So definitely, but in a single class or suite, you can have multiple test cases. So suppose say in the suite 1 you have 10 test cases, in the suite 2 you have 20 test cases, in suite 3 you have 50 test cases. So if you want to run them, right, so you can run at the class level, but if you run all the test cases at a single shot, so you have to run with the help of TestNG.xml file. So you already seen the TestNG. You can do the profiling as well, right? In the Maven project you already see how to do the profiling. It is clicking on the search button, you can see no such result is reflected, right? So that's why you can create multiple test cases for the multiple pages. So now you can run your test case at the test class level, not all the class at the same time. Then if you want to run all the class at the same time, what you need to do? You need to convert your project to the TestNG. Create, convert to TestNG. Select the project, right click, TestNG, convert to TestNG, and you can convert it to the TestNG. So the TestNG.xml file will be created. You can see now you can open the TestNG XML file, and if you want to run multiple test cases, you have to give the test cases class here. So it will be packages.class name. So I want to run 2 test cases, 2 class. So it will be definitely based on the alphabetical order it will be run. Now if you want to run it, so it will run based on the TestNG suite right? Not the TestNG says. So both the class will be run now. So that is the beauty of the framework, right? Now if you know the concept of profiling, right? So if you already mentioned, right? Suppose in case you are having 10 test cases for regression, 10 test cases for SIT, 10 test cases for ST system test case, 10 test cases for end-to-end. So you will be having different class. Now with the help of profiling, you can create multiple class so that you can just trigger the profiling and you can run based on your requirement, right? So it is running. Test case 1 is getting run from one class, another class also it will try to run it, right? So it will close the browser. So that is the reason every time in the real time, for every test case, you should open the browser, you should close the browser, so that there will be no dependency in the real time, as per the protocol or standard followed, in case we want to follow the standard, so that it will not link with anything. It will not have any dependency. So we are running everything from that project itself. We are not calling anything outside my project, right? So that is the beauty that is want to quit the driver. I did not use the quit, so that is the reason not closing. So if you use the quit one, it will also close the driver, because I did not use that one. So for quit, I need to call that method, right? Dot tear down. Okay, so it will quit it. So now I already run it from the class level, I already run it from the TestNG XML level. Now if I want to run from the pom.xml file, so I already add the dependency from the pom.xml file, and in the Maven project I already discussed, right? If you want to run your test cases or your TestNG XML file configuration from the pom.xml file, right? What you need to do, you need to add two dependency in your pom.xml file. One is the Surefire plugin, one is the compiler plugin. Otherwise, your run will not be successful. So if you do not add it, and if you want to run it from the pom.xml file, it will be throwing some error with the help of Maven test. It will be throwing the error. But if you set these two configuration, one is the compiler plugin, one is the Surefire plugin, your run will be successful. Let's try to run without these two plugin added. So you can take the reference from my Maven class. So that is the reason you are not understanding the concept of whatever has been covered. It will be very tough for you to framework design, because all the thing whatever we have learned so far, we are trying to implement in the real-time framework only. We will not create, maybe few of the things whatever is left over we will try to implement, but most of the string standalone part I have tried to cover there. You can see error message is coming. Maven, right? Mojo failure exceptions. So I already know, but if you do not know, you can search it in different, you can go to the Confluence link, right? You can get it. So that is a simple thing. I will be copying it in my project. So this is the two plugin. Simply I need to add it after the dependencies. So that is already covered, nothing is new. Okay, so you can just save your project. So it might take few seconds time. So until the project is getting set, don't try to execute it, otherwise it will get failed. So it might take 30 seconds, 1 minute time to save your project. Once the project is saved, now you can try to execute your project from the pom.xml file, right? Run as Maven test. So now you can see some sort of integration already did. So the remaining session I will try to integrate how to capture the screenshot, how to do the logger part, right? Log4j implementation, how you can do some sort of custom reporting with the help of ReportNG, right? And how we can implement the listener class, right? So these are the things will be covered in the next session. So that's why you can create the complete framework. And definitely whatever other thing you already learned, right? You can create some data tables, right? And you can create some Apache pivot, that's why also you can add it. So So that will be your complete framework part. And definitely once the framework is development is done, you can build your keep your project in some sort of GitHub, and definitely with the help of Jenkins you can try to automate your run based on new build is coming. Okay, just give me 5-10 minutes time, I will cover. Then after that any questions I will take it forward. So it is running, you can see the Maven test is running. So it will try to execute the same patience, nothing is different, but it is I am trying to run my project with the help of Maven test instead of the TestNG or instead of the class level. So everything I can integrate it slowly, but initially it will take a few hurdle. So until you are working, you are understanding the basic concept, it will be very tough for you to go to the framework part. So you have to understand all the framework, all the isolated logic of the Selenium WebDriver, the other programming language concept, especially for the Java Ops concept, right? And then you need to go through the Maven comp thoroughly, and then TestNG thoroughly, because that will be used multiple times. And definitely the concept whatever I discussed for the data driven, keyword driven, and the hybrid framework, right? So that's why you can try to create a framework from the scratch with the help of page object model design pattern. So you can see now both the test cases getting run, okay, and it is getting closed here. So now if you view the result here, so it will be passed to no fail, and you can see the error message also is getting printed out here in the console, right? In the console of the this is the 2 test case run and no failure. This is the error message, whatever is also getting printed out. So whatever I have tried to cover it, we need to first create a Maven project. Once the project is created, there will be 4 folder will be created: SRC main Java, SRC main resources, SRC test Java, SRC test resources. So SRC main Java will be creating the base class. So before creating the base class, we have to create a package called com.pom.base, and we'll be creating the base class where we are capturing all the information for the base class, how to launch the driver, browser, what is the browser I want to launch, right? What is the URL I need to pass it, how I can close the browser. And then we'll be creating the pages packages where whatever pages I need to do the testings, I will be capturing all the information. I will be creating all the reusable component one by one. And then in the test Java, I will be creating the test cases. So I can create multiple test cases class and multiple class or suite, right, based on the thing I want to automate it. And in the SRC test.resources folder, I'll be creating multiple folders: executable, data table, log, properties file. In the properties file, I'll be creating config.properties file where I can give some static component. In case I want to change with instead of Chrome, I need to learn with Firefox, I can simply change it here. If you want to change my implicit timeout, I can change it here. And whatever executable files I want to work, right, it can be Chrome diver, Gcode diver, Safari, I will be doing it here, so that any point of time, in case my project is transfer, uploaded, downloaded by anyone, they can run it without any change of the code, right? And then definitely I can create multiple pages class where I can give some create some reusable component for validating something. And in the test case, I'll be definitely going to navigate it, as well as I'll be doing some assertion points so that my test case object is getting matched as per my expectation, right? So that's way you can run it, and definitely you can create the test cases so that you can run to the test cases level. After that, you can convert your project to the TestNG so that multiple test cases can be run it from the TestNG XML file. And if you want to run it from the pom.xml file, so for now we already added the dependency for Java and Selenium with Java and TestNG, and we need to add 2 more configuration. One is that compiler plugin, and another one is the Maven Purifier plugin, so that I can run my test cases with the help of pom.xml file Maven test. So that's way you can try to build your framework from the scratch. In the upcoming sessions, I will cover the remaining topics, right? How to cover the remaining area called how to capture screenshot, how you can do the logger or log4j, how you can generate basic report with the help of report.ng, and also how can you use the listener class, especially for some of the interface, I test listener, I should listener, all this stuff. So that's all from today's session. Thank you.